What is up, Baggies fans, football fans, and sports fans, to the latest match day preview on the channel. And today we are talking about West Bromwich Albion versus Portsmouth at the Hawthorns, happening on the 21st of August, 3 p.m. kickoff. I'm looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I won't be there, but I'll be watching it from the hotel I'll be staying in. So I'll still be doing like a match day review, but there'll be no match day vlog this week, unfortunately. I'm gutted because obviously you guys really enjoyed the first two I did with the Blackburn and Derby games. But unfortunately, I got a holiday booked well in advance before the fixtures come out. So, and it's a bit too far for me to drive up the motorway because I'm down in Devon, unfortunately. So, but I'm really excited to see the game. I think it's going to be a fantastic one. So I will be watching it. Before we get into the video and the deep dive, thank you very much, everybody, for subscribing. I really do appreciate you. We are on our way to 600 subscribers and obviously on the way to the big 1,000 subscribers. Can we hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year? That would be awesome. I know it's a long, long way and we've got a little bit of time to do it, but that is my ultimate goal. 1K subscribers before the end of the year would be fantastic. Leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on WBA Portsmouth. If you're a Portsmouth fan, how are you finding the season so far? Are you excited? Are you looking forward to it? Obviously, Albion fans, let me know your thoughts on the game coming up this weekend. Let's break it down. Obviously, we have got back-to-back wins for the first time in a very long time and won away from home against Wrexham in the last game, whereas Portsmouth are at 1 win and 1 loss. They beat Oxford 1-0 on the opening day and lost 2-1 to Norwich last weekend. Now, for me, this one is going to be a very, very tough game. Portsmouth do look very, very well drilled under their manager, and I do think it will be a tough game for us to break them down. Last season, we beat him 3-0 at Fratton Park. I was there. What an away game. That was my first ever time to Fratton Park, and I absolutely loved it. I love grounds like that with the old school feel, the old, just getting in the ground and feeling right and tight and close in it. That's the sort of ground I love. And we did win 3-0, which was a fantastic away day. And then at home, we won 5-1 at the Hawthorns. Don't think it's going to be as clear cut as that this year. I know obviously last year when we played them at home, they rested a lot of their players for the midweek game. So it was almost like a second string team that we faced. And I just think that they will be a bit more up for it. I am going to go with a 3-1 win for the Albion. Do think that we are going to do it. I think Isaac Price is going to be fantastic for us. I do think Hegebo again is going to be fantastic. I fancy him to grab a goal in this game as well. My wingers, that's a tough one. Fellows, obviously, I'd start. But on that left-hand side, who are we starting? Do we start Grant for the defensive work and support? Because we know Portsmouth are going to have fantastic wingers. Or do we play Johnston and hope that he can catch a couple of them out? Obviously, big one is John Swift coming back to the Hawthorns after we released him this year. Is he going to do the same sort of stuff he did for us where he was just strolling around the pitch? Or is he going to be running around and actually putting a shift in? Portsmouth fans, you've obviously seen him for the first 2 games. How's he been for you since he's left the Albion? Me personally, I was never the biggest fan of him. I do think he was quite almost like a very entitled player. He just seemed to stroll around the pitch, and for somebody that was playing a number 10, he seemed to drop very, very deep to pick the ball up and almost was playing at centre back sometimes. It's like, and he was looking up to see who to pass to, and obviously he was trying to pass us where he should have been. So, and that's why I like Isaac Price. He knows that he's got to track back and do the work in to pick it up, but he doesn't pick the ball up at centre back and go, right, where am I passing it to up front now? He leads on the front with that high press. It's going to be I'm hoping we can keep him quiet and John Swift isn't going to make me eat my words. On the other hand, obviously, I've mentioned Isaac Price. How fantastic has he been for us this start of the season? I hope he can keep fit. I hope he can stay injury-free for the whole season. And Hegebo as well up top. Those two together are absolutely fantastic and a joy to watch. Hegebo has played 3 games in a row without a single bit of looking like he needed to come off, looking like he was tired. It's nice to have a striker that we can almost rely on to not be busy, not get injured or anything like that. So I am looking forward to it. I do think Price will grab another goal. Obviously, Pompey's new forward, I'm going to crucify his name, I do apologise. Adrian Segečić scored on his debut against Oxford and again scored against Norwich as well. So he's looking like a decent goal scorer for them. Is he good, Pompey fans? Is he one that we've got to watch out for? I think this game is going to be probably split over certain periods of the game. I do think we're going to be pressing them very high without and also having our width. Isaac Price and Hegebo leading the press from the front. Those two together, they never stop running. I mean, just it's honestly such a joy to watch players like that play for us, and I hope we can bring more players in this week. Obviously, I'm recording this on Wednesday night. We might sign somebody on Thursday/Friday. So at the moment, who knows? I do think the team is going to be unchanged again. from Wrexham. As much as I'd like to see Mikey Johnston, and I think he'll stick with Grant just for that defensive cover, and then maybe later on as the game starts to open up a bit more, bring Mikey Johnson on to just give us that edge up front. Some key battles really for us. Pompey in transition. They are very, very good when breaking out in the 4-2-3-1 that they play. Mowat and Malumbi midfield for us. Have they got enough control, or will Collier play? That is the big question. Is he going to drop one of those? I just can't see it. I do think it will be the same team as I mentioned. For Portsmouth, again, is it going to be much change from them? It's going to be, are they going to keep it the same and try and catch us? They've looked very, very good in their opening 2 games, as I said, and it will be a fantastic game for us, I believe. Obviously, Furlong versus Bishop. There's aerial battles and near post runs. Obviously, we've got to worry about Furlong. He was sent off against Blackburn, and he needs to watch his discipline in this game. Fellows versus Jack Sparks. Obviously, their left back, Ogilville, as well. Fellows really needs to start finding his bit of form. Obviously, he didn't get the assist, but he led the assist. Obviously, it took a deflection off James McLean, so the assist wasn't given to him in the end. But obviously, to all us Albion fans, he got the assist. So he needs to start finding that form again. Price and Heggie in the box are making the fantastic runs. He just needs to start picking them out like he did with Madger, and I think he will find, once they start to click, he will find that. Obviously, Isaac Price as well. As long as he can find the space in midfield, I think he'll do fantastic again for us. Obviously, as I mentioned, the possible 11s, I don't think there's going to be much changed. And really, we've got to be looking at Wallace, Johnston, and probably Madger from the bench. Obviously, Wallace come on and scored with 26 seconds. Ex-Pompey player. Is he going to do the same? Who knows? But he just seemed to be a great kind of impact sub. He seems to have found a bit of fitness and a bit more speed this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing him come on a bit more games. And he seems to talk so well in interviews, and I think he's a fantastic player to have around the dressing room. I can't see us bringing Bielik in for Phillips at the moment. I think those two work, not for Phillips, for Campbell. I think those two work really well together after the Wrexham game. It's one of those, does he risk playing the 2 big centre-backs that haven't quite got the pace together, but then we've got height on corners, or does he keep Campbell in for a bit of pace? But he looks a bit nervous on the ball, in my opinion. Obviously, Albion delivery into the 6-yard boxes with our big height. Hopefully, we can cause some damage. Nat Phillips has got to score a goal off one of these corners that we're having. He's a big unit in the box, and he just throws himself at everything. So the fitness swing after 60 minutes, are we going to be able to bring on certain players and have that massive impact? Are we going to do, or will Portsmouth be able to temper the storm a little bit in that one? As I say, my predictions are going to be 3-1 to us. I think it's going to be a good game. Gutted I'm not going to it, but obviously, on circumstances meant I'm not able to attend. I will be doing my match day review as well after I've finished watching the game, so stay tuned for that one. I'm hoping it's going to be a good game. Up the Albion, and let me know your scores below.